Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Lena.
I was taking a nap. It's a good thing I didn't have the video on. Okay.
I like to wait till the meeting's going to take my nap.
Oh, okay. That's probably the best time.
Good morning.
Tammy.
Good morning, Tammy. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a while since we've spoke. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I love that. What is that? The water tower or something? You know, Tammy, I have a confession before everybody comes on. I am afraid of water towers.
Hi.
No, it was just for a little kid or something. You know, I shudder when I pass, and down in South Louisiana, where I come from, of course, you know, we had a lot of those, you know.
A lot.
But I tell you, whenever we drive, my family would drive past, I close my eyes real tight. I don't know what it is about me and water towers, you know.
Did you climb one?
You know, I like the one that's behind you there. That looks pretty good. I like that. That's almost like a vintage.
That is actually up at the Santa Cruz Redwoods. I went and did the old steam train tour up in the Redwoods, and it's that facility. And so they actually have the water towers, and that's at the top of the hill where they can actually refill the steam train.
Okay. That's pretty great. Pretty neat.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
And my teacup.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Is Mr. Tucker on? Because I don't know how, if he's, is he on yet? I don't know.
Yes, I am on.
Okay.
Okay, is it Stefan?
Stefan, yes.
Stefan, okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Harold Williams here, West Basin.
Yes,
Good morning, Harold.
We know you, Mr. Williams. How are you doing today?
Much better now that you've inquired.
Oh my.
Look at him. I tell you. This group.
I couldn't ask for a better group.
I know it. That's for sure. Anyway, hey, there's Ralph. I love Ralph's cap.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Stewart. How are you?
Oh, doing very well. Very well.
Good.
Mr. Stewart, Michael Stewart. How are you, man?
Yes,
Williams.
Mr. Stewart.
Oh man, I'm happy to hear about the water, man. We have a little problem with our water right now. They drink the water system on the Dominguez Channel, but our water is fine. I know I'm in good hands.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Don't drink that water out of the channel.
I know that.
Yeah.
Harold, do you remember way back when that Howard Homan wanted to turn that into a recreational water channel and run water, put water into it to clear it and have like even a surf thing in there?
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Too bad, huh? It didn't happen, huh?
Well, didn't have enough water.
Right.
Yeah, on the other hand, I remember in 95 when the Dominguez Channel nearly overflowed. That was exciting.
It is water is exciting.
Yes.
It is.
Well, whiskey's for drinking, water's for fighting.
Absolutely. That's what I've been hearing.
Absolutely.
And I think we forget how powerful water is too. You know, looking at the Weather Channel, like you can tell what kind of life I have. What do? I look at the Weather Channel. But anyway, they're always, I guess, weather out of control or something they call it. I can't remember. It is so interesting to see the power of just a small amount of water when it gets moving. Of course, coming from down South Louisiana, way down New Orleans, way where we below sea level. Well, I know about water, okay, and alligators and moccasins, and I'm not talking about
Somebody's gonna
moccasins
be
that you
sick.
wear. I'm talking about water moccasins. I'm talking about snakes, okay? How horrible. What's wrong with me starting in the morning like this, talking about things like that? I'll wake you guys up, okay?
You're just Miss Sunshine. There's our 5-minute speaker has arrived.
Oh, yay, Taryn. Hi, Taryn.
Well, we're 1 minute in and we have 18 people already, 19 people. Sure,
Oh,
Mr.
okay, we're doing well.
Oh, yeah, but it's very important, very important.
Is Ed on? Ed, are you on? Ed Apodaca?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Can
Are
you
you
hear me?
going to say, yes, I
Yes.
can. Are you going to say a few sponsor words?
I will. Just a few brief words.
Okay, all right.
So now I managed, since we're not at the hotel, I did manage to get the continental breakfast here at the house. And I didn't realize the continent of the day was Antarctica. So breakfast isn't much. You know, we need to get back to the DoubleTree.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Good morning, Amy. Amy had a chuckle out of that.
That's
I
good.
know, a real breakfast, right?
But at least I have my chamber up. It won't show.
I
There we
see
go, my
that,
chamber
yes.
mug.
I should get mine. Oh, I don't feel like moving now. I'm settled in. You know, you guys, I'm so excited about hearing you guys' presentation. So this should be interesting.
Yeah, water is very important to us, yes.
So, and a couple of our speakers today using the Wayback Machine for me. I started with the city of Carson and filling in for somebody on disability for 30 to 90 days. It ended up being 29 years, but I started in 1987. And Harold Williams was the public works director and Vera DeWitt was a member of the city council.
Wow.
So, you know, you keep hanging out with people and I'm just amazed at how young we all were, apparently.
I know. You're right, Barry. Amy and I will look at some of the photos in the office there, and I said, "Wow, look at us! I can't believe this."
I'm going to make our presenters co-hosts here.
Okay. Is Kate on yet?
She is here.
Okay, good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well,
Let's see.
I see Kate,
Harold. Make
Harold
him-
is a host, yeah.
Whoops. Okay. Why did I suddenly lose the ability to make people co-host? Did I accidentally make somebody the host? Kate, can you see if I made you host?
Yeah, I got a note saying I am the host now.
Okay, can you make me co-host?
Maybe.
And I can't see Vera at all.
Okay, I think I did, Barry.
Okay, thank you.
Are you guys, everything's okay now?
Hopefully. Yes. And we have Gil Smith joining us.
Oh, wonderful.
I've known Gil Smith longer than anybody else here. So
Not
long
quite.
as I've known anybody.
I don't know about that, but anyway.
No, I mean longer than I've known it, longer than I've known anybody else here. I've known Gil Smith
Oh,
from
you okay? Of all
yeah.
USC with the scholarship program in the School of Public Administration.
That's right.
Let's see.
So,
Actually,
Barry,
Yes,
are you, excuse me, are you going to be advancing my slides for me?
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I got that queued up.
so where are you? Do you want to get a drink of water or how?
Oh, I have it here, my
Okay.
trusty,
Okay.
deputy
I
water
was gonna
bottle.
say, where's your
There's
water?
WRD on it too.
Right here.
You know, you should have.
Oh, there it is. Now let's see
So
about
now,
it.
so Barry,
I gotta go by the office and pick up one of those. I like that. That's good.
So Barry, when we get ready to start, why don't you just go right on in, and then I'll pick up, make sure you have Ed do his little dog and pony show, as I say, and then we'll go into Taryn.
Taryn, yeah.
And then after that, I'll do the bios. You guys, what I'm going to do with the bios, other than just so we'll have a sense of flow, what I'm going to do with the bios is that I'm going to read all the bios up front, okay? And then after that, then Barry, you pick it up again and, and start the flow with the actual speakers in the manner in which we have them listed here on the agenda. Is that okay?
You betcha.
All righty, dighty.
Barry, should I send you my slides?
You can run them yourself if you like. Oh, did you send? I've got them. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So Lena sent them. And
Okay,
so I'm
thank you.
ready with that.
Yeah, you said, I thought I stayed up late at night, but I was so tired. I went, but you sent those at what, 2 o'clock in the morning or so or something, Karen? I said, good
Yeah,
grief.
'cause I forgot.
My stars almighty.
So I have my slides, so if it's okay for me to run them when it's time, that would be appreciated.
Yeah. Let me make you co-host.
And I'm not filling in, so. That's okay. I'm
Now make sure you don't have a lot of water towers in those slides now, Tammy, okay?
gonna look for them now.
Tammy, I think you're already set to do that. So that's okay.
Okay, we had 8:07. You want to get
You ready?
started?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got 22 participants. Go ahead. Good.
Yeah. And so we are recording this, as everybody has, I'm sure, heard at this point. And so that we can share it later. We'll put it on our lovely YouTube page. And so people can watch it later on, because I think this is going to be a great topic for our businesses to know about, and also think just for the general public to know about. We've got some real experts here, and can fill in parts of the water puzzle that most people just don't know about. So Lena, shall we take it away?
okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Carson Chamber Quarterly Breakfast. We'll have a very exciting group that's going to be presenting today. But and we really appreciate you guys being here with us, taking time to come out and be here with us and give us all of your great information and all of your expertise. We welcome you and we appreciate you. What we'd like to do right now is, of course, we want to show and appreciate our sponsors, and our sponsors are DoubleTree by Hilton Carson and Phillips 66. And at this time, we normally give our sponsors time to say a few words to us. Now, Ken Domi with Phillips 66 let me know that he didn't want to speak, but we do have Ed Apodaca from the DoubleTree. He wants to give us a few little words of inspiration about the DoubleTree and what's happening over there, the exciting things that's happening beside the cookie. Ed, let's hear from you.
Good morning. Thank you, Lena. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to our quarterly breakfast. I would like to offer the invitation to do a hybrid of this next quarter for those that are able to meet in person. We would love to host. Barry and I chatted about that a couple days ago, and possibly doing that. So hopefully we are able to welcome everyone in that is able to do a hybrid quarterly breakfast next quarter. We were excited to announce our first annual pumpkin patch that we were going to host, but due to the environmental circumstances surrounding our South Bay community, we decided to postpone that and move forward with hopefully a winter program. So we will more to come on that. But again, just wanted to welcome everyone and looking forward to seeing everybody in person. I'm sorry you don't see my face on the Zoom, but I'm actually driving, so I will excited though to hear from our wonderful speakers. Have a great morning. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Ed. Thank you so much. And well, the beauty of this Zoom and all of this this particular type of format that we're using now. And I look forward, I agree with Ed and Barry that a hybrid would be good. It gives us an opportunity to make a decision. We choose how we want to meet. And I just want to get over there and get that breakfast at the DoubleTree. I'm really looking forward to that. With no more for me to say, I'll be shut my mouth, and let us now introduce Miss Taryn McElroy, our 5-minute spotlight speaker. Now, what happens with here, if those of you who don't know and have never come to our breakfasts before, what we do at the toward the end, we choose someone. We pull names or whatever it's called, and that person will be the next 5-minute speaker at our next breakfast. And this is the end of the year, of course. Our next breakfast won't be until January. But whoever we pull today will be our 5-minute speaker at our January breakfast. So without further ado, let me introduce you Taryn McElroy. She's owner of Texture Tech Beauty Supply here in Carson. So, and Taryn, you're our 5-minute speaker, so please take it away.
Thank you, Lena. Thank you very much. Barry, are you able to pull up my slides?
We are up.
Fantastic. Well, good morning, everyone. I don't see them just yet. Oh, there they are. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I'm Taryn. After 12 years with Target Corporation as a store director and executive director, I decided to launch and open up my own beauty supply here in my hometown of Carson, California. And so the familiar support and the incredible support of the community is really what helped launch this. So next slide, Barry. I'm right on the corner of Carson Street and Grace. So 441 East Carson Street in the same shopping center as the laundromat and the famous Thai barbecue. So the mission here at Texture Tech is, it was created to fill the gap between Black women being the primary patrons of hair care retail and being virtually absent in the ownership space. And our store celebrates the beauty and the versatility of kinky and curly hair and provides access to quality products and resources to take care of it. And so really what sets us apart is we join in on the hair care journey of our clients. About 65% of my customer base of about 4,000 loyalty members are Carson residents. And so we really join in on the hair care journey of our clients from the start. It's important that we have the capacity to help clients address root causes to their hair concerns and not just provide products that cover it up or address the symptoms. And so I have a team of 6 and I have a team of 3 interns, so a total of 9. And my employee base is 100% Carson residents. We also partner with the South Bay Workforce Investment Board to train youth during the summertime and throughout the year. And that's been an incredible partnership since I opened. It actually helped launch my store because South Bay, if you're not familiar with the program, South Bay Workforce Investment Board actually invests and pays for the youth and the talent. And as the business owner and team, we train them and get them ready for other work opportunities or continuing with myself. And so I've actually hired one of my full-timers actually came from this partnership. So I'm really excited about that. And then we're also building a database of local cosmetologists. And so even after, this COVID pandemic, people are looking for quality help. And so that's really where we're representing Carson here. Next slide, Barry. Thank you so much. So about COVID, so the pivot. So Texture Tech was only 1 year old when COVID-19 forced my store to close to the public. So we were closed from March 27th to early June. But luckily I had built a website with that goal in mind to be able to access our customers to be able to access products whenever they need it. And so even with the store closed, I was able to keep my staff because with word of mouth and incredible social media awareness, we were able to pivot and move a lot of our customers to online. We did deliveries, we had store pickups when it was allotted. We allowed people to place phone orders and things of that nature. So Amazon deemed a lot of Black women hair care as non-essential at one point. And so at one point, partnering with the USPS, I was shipping faster than Amazon to these non-essential deemed items, which our customers really appreciated. And then the loyalty rewards program, so giving back, ensuring that I'm sharing and creating value with our customers is key and has been really popular with my employees and customers. Our customers receive money off for every $50 purchase or $100 purchase. Local cosmetologists and barbers have their discount when they bring in their license. And it's just a fantastic program, and I'm really proud of what we've done. 73% of my clientele in the loyalty rewards program actually returns within 30 days. Excellent. And then what's next? So I'm currently enrolled in the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program, where the goal is for business growth and creating jobs. I've recently acquired the medical supplier code to bill insurances for what's called cranial prosthesis for those with hair loss due to medical conditions. Cranial prosthesis are medical wigs. I have plans to partner with Cal State Dominguez Innovation Center. I believe our speaker from the last meeting is where I got that connection from for developments in that technology. And then I'm also interested in diversifying current supply chains. So researching hair manufacturing processes in order to really diversify so that we aren't just getting our hair supplies from one country. And then lastly, that is it. So stay connected with us at Texture Tech on all social media. And I hope to see you in the store. We are open 7 days a week, 10 to 6:30 during the week, 10 to 5:30 on both Saturday and Sunday.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow, you're really doing it right, Taryn. Really proud of you. Really proud of you. And including all of that, she's also involved with some aren't you with the one of the committees on the with the chamber? You with the is it?
Yes, so I actually graduated. I see Christine also on the call today. Yes, I graduated from the Carson Leadership Program from the chamber.
Yes.
Yes, so our last few classes were right at the pivot of COVID, and so I really missed that team. But yes, I received the certificate and the gifts, and I appreciate that so much.
So there, you see everybody, that's what we call a Carson Chamber member. Thank you so much, Taryn. Really appreciate, really proud of what you're doing. Really proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
So Barry, could I just maybe go right into the bios?
Well, we're 30 seconds ahead of schedule, so let's go for it.
All right, wonderful. Thanks again, Taryn. Great job. Okay, here we go. All right, when I finish speaking, presenters, get ready. I'll read the bios, and then we'll start with, and then Barry, you take over. Vera Robles DeWitt. Vera Robles DeWitt was appointed to the Water Replenishment District Board of Directors in August of 2018 and elected to a 4th term in November 2020. She currently serves as chairwoman of the Groundwater Quality Committee and serves on the External Affairs and Capital Improvement Projects, CIP committees. Director DeWitt previously served for 10 years as a mayor and council member for the city of Carson. For years, she has been involved in civic programs as the founding president of the Boys and Girls Club of Carson, board member of Dominguez Family Shelter, and on the executive board of South County Labor, AFL-CIO, as well as a member of Kiwanis International. As a small business owner for over 45 years, she brings to the WRD Board of Directors years of experience in budgets and fiscal matters. Vera Robles DeWitt. Stephen Tucker. Stephen Tucker is the general manager of the Water Replenishment District. Stephen is a successful program management director and mechanical engineer with more than 34 years of experience managing significant projects. For over 20 years, Stephen worked on equity-related programs with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, LADWP. Initially as an employee and then as a consultant. His primary focus has been using data to tell the story of inequities and developing subsequent strategies to address them. While with the LADWP, Stephen also assumed a variety of managerial positions, including Assistant General Manager and Manager of LADWP's Project and Construction Management section. In these roles, he was critical to the development and management of the Corporate Program Management Office and directly supervised major projects related to groundwater and infrastructure. Stephen graduated with a BA in religion from Morehouse College, a BS in mechanical engineer from California State University, Northridge, and an MBA in general management from Pepperdine University. He also completed a series of leadership and certification programs from the UCLA Anderson School of Business and Project Management Institute. Stephen Tucker. Harold Williams. Harold Williams was elected to the West Basin Municipal Water District Board of Directors in November 2014 to represent the cities of Carson, Palos Verdes Estate, Rancho Palos Verdes, Rolling Hills Estate, as well as the unincorporated LA County areas of Rancho Dominguez. Williams is Vice Chair of West Basin's Engineering and Operations Committee. He was appointed by his colleagues to serve as one of 2 West Basin representatives on the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California Board of Directors. He is also a board member of LA County Building Boards of Appeals. Director Williams is a former council member of the city of Carson. In addition, he is a former director of the Carson Chamber of Commerce. Woo, 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 woo. Williams earned a Master of Science degree in Civil Engineering and a certificate in small business from Cal State University, Long Beach. Director Williams is a licensed civil engineer. He retired from city government as a public works director and city engineer. Now he is in private practice as a consulting civil engineer and water resources manager. Harold Williams. Kate Nutting. Kate Nutting serves as a general manager for Golden State Water Company's Southwest District and is responsible for ensuring the delivery of high quality, reliable water to more than 54,000 customers throughout Southwest Los Angeles County, including all of Gardena and Lawndale and portions of Carson, Compton, El Segundo, Hawthorne, Inglewood, Redondo Beach, and unincorporated Athens, Del Air, El Camino Village, Lenox, and Gardena Heights. She has more than 20 years in drinking water industry, starting in the water quality field before moving into water operations. She has been with Golden State Water since 2006 and moved to the Southwest District in 2014. Kate Nutting. Okay, Barry, take it away.
Okay, so then first up, I would invite Vera DeWitt to introduce Mr. Tucker and talk about WRD. So take it away, Vera.
Good morning, and I apologize you can't see me, but I have been struggling all this time to get my video to work. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Sounds great.
Okay,
Dana.
so I got that part right. I am so sorry, but I need an IT tech. But good morning nonetheless to my fellow Carson neighbors. I'm Vera Robles DeWitt, board member at the Water Replenishment District of Southern California, Division 5, and Carson is one of my 10 cities that I represent. We are a special government district responsible for replenishing the groundwater supplies for 2 basins in southern Los Angeles County. Water from these 2 basins meets nearly half of the water demand for 4 million residents in 43 cities. It's my honor to be here with you this morning to discuss things all water. With 95% of the Western US experiencing drought this season, it's clear that water is a pressing issue and can't be ignored. We want to assure you that WRD has been preparing for these conditions for decades. After all, this isn't our first drought and it won't be our last. Through diligent planning and construction of water recycling facilities, including our recent Albert Robles Advanced Water Treatment and Education Facility in Pico Rivera, we've developed a local supply of water for groundwater replenishment, resulting in no longer having to purchase expensive and unreliable water from the Delta and Colorado River. Today, we are self-sufficient. We are pleased to be here with you today to discuss how our past work has positioned us to withstand this current drought, and to share with you our plans for drought resilient future. I am joined by WRD's General Manager, Stefan Tucker. Stefan joined us in March this year and is doing a wonderful job to lead our efforts. I'm pleased to introduce him and will pass the mic off to him to give you an overview of our projects and programs. Maybe you'll be able to see him.
I think I have my camera on. Thanks, Director DeWitt. If I can share my screen, I've got a brief presentation.
You should be able to. Go ahead and give it a shot. Let's see it. If that's
No.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me change this. Okay, go for it.
All right, there we go. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, thank you.
All right, perfect. Let me see if I can get the full video going. There we go. So thanks to Director DeWitt for the introduction. And I always like to say whenever I'm speaking to residents of Carson, I was a longtime resident of Carson until 2017. Prior to that, I was a 30-year resident of the city of Carson. So I consider Carson my home. So the Water Replenishment District, as Director DeWitt said, is a special government district. We're responsible for replenishing the groundwater in both the central and west basins, as well as monitoring and improving the groundwater quality in both of those basins. Groundwater meets nearly half of the demands of the region with the groundwater in both the central and the west basin. Our district, as you can see on the map, as outlined in blue, is about 420 square miles, encompassing 43 cities and about 4 million residents. What you see on the screen is a graph of what the level of the water table looks like in the basins around southern Los Angeles County. As you can see, there's many peaks and valleys. Right now, we're experiencing somewhat of a valley in the drought. And that water is replenished depending upon how much rain we get and how much we put into the ground via replenishment at the Montebello forebay. Right now, it's probably one of our lowest periods as far as water level in the basins due to the current ongoing and persistent drought. But as Director DeWitt says, we are self-sustainable in that we don't depend on imported water from the Colorado River or the State Water Project for replenishment purposes. So as stated, we've got 2 major sources of water to replenish our groundwater basins. One is from stormwater, and Measure W does a lot, is doing a lot around our city to increase the stormwater capture through various projects that are going on around the city and the county. And then we use recycled water also to replenish the groundwater basins. And that recycled water goes primarily to the Montebello forebay and to the barrier injection wells. And through that, which was a result of many projects that were developed in our WIN program, which was Water Independence Now, we're able to sustain the groundwater levels and keep the groundwater basin healthy with locally sustainable resources. Win for All is kind of our future program and what we're kind of launching into now in partnership with the Sanitation District of Los Angeles, Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, Los Angeles County Sanitation District, and groundwater pumpers. There's a lot going on this graph, and I'll go through it as quickly as possible. If you look in the upper right-hand corner is our Albert Robles Center, which was built as part of our WIN program. And that water takes water that's coming from San Jose Creek, purifies it, and supplements the water that's going into the Montebello forebay. As part of our Win for All program, as we go down the right-hand side of that graph, you'll see the Los Coyotes reclamation plant, and I'll see if I can circle it right there. And from that Los Coyotes plant, there's an opportunity to get some additional purified water from the tertiary treated water there. And that will, again, supply more water to the Montebello forebay, as well as water to our Leo J. Vanderland's plant, which is another purified water recycling plant that we have. Moving over toward the center, you'll see this project here, which is a joint project between the Metropolitan Water District and Sanitation District of Los Angeles County. And they plan to advance treat about 150,000 acre feet of water a year. As a matter of fact, I just heard announcements this morning on the way in where their director, Adel Haji Khalil, was touting that project. And with that project, again, more water to the Montebello forebay, additional water going down here to help with the Dominguez Gap barrier, and then water that's going to help with our regional brackish project. Now, our regional brackish project, and I'll talk about that more in a second, that's going to be a project that helps clean up a saline plume that's trapped underneath the city of Torrance. Right now, we have our Goldsworthy desalter. It treats about 5 million gallons a day of that brackish water or that saline plume. But this this regional brackish project is going to treat about 10,000 acre feet a year. And that'll be an additional water supply for the Southern California region. And as we clean up that plume, it will then provide additional storage for the region for additional drought resiliency. And then the city of Los Angeles, along with Los Angeles Sanitation Bureau, is planning to recycle or purify and advance treat about another 150,000 gallons of water to help supply water in this West Coast barrier, and then supply additional replenishment water up into the LA forebay. So there's a lot going on over the next decade or so to help ensure that the Southern Los Angeles County is going to be drought resilient and less dependent upon imported water. The saline plume that I talked about underneath the city of Torrance is located here, and it's got varying degrees of salty water underneath the city of Torrance. And our regional brackish project, as part of our Win for All program, is going to clean up that water and serve it to a number of different partners. We're currently working with West Basin for replenishment water. So as we take water out, we're going to need to replenish that water. We're working with Cal Water Service right now, California Water Service. as one of our partners to take some of that water, as well as the city of Torrance, the city of Manhattan Beach, the city of Lomita, and Golden State Water. So it's going to require a number of different partners to make this project work. We suspect that it'll take about 20 to 25 years to extract that saline water and clean up that plume. And just for a bit of information, so the average indoor water use in California comes from a number of different sources, and 16% of that are leaks within the home itself, at the toilets, at the faucets, leaky showers, and what have you. And then you can see what the average percentage of other uses indoors around the home at, toilets are 20%, washers 18%, shower heads 19%, dishwashers 1%, faucets 17%, and baths at 9%. So the best thing that residents can do inside the home is if you have any leaky faucets or fixtures, to fix those leaks to help conserve that water. As far as outdoor use, you'll see that 50% of the water used in the average California home is outdoor use. So to the extent that you can replace those lawns with drought tolerant gardens and cut down on the watering, will save a tremendous amount of water for use indoors and otherwise. And that's the end of my presentation, and thank you.
Well, thank you very much. That was really good stuff. I think WRD is the agency that most people have the least knowledge of what they do, and but in the long term has just such a huge impact. They have no idea the impact of years of over pumping water, and so and how much progress they've made to make it better. So thank you very much for that.
Sure.
So next up we have Harold Williams from West Basin. So Harold, let me get your slides going here. Oops. Alrighty. So hang on just a second so we can share that. Right, there we go. Okay.
Okay, there we have it. Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the West Basin Municipal Water District, I greet you all in the spirit of water reliability, water use efficiency, and in the spirit of making water conservation a California way of life. But thank you for giving me an opportunity to present to you on behalf of West Basin. I'm Director Harold Williams. As you heard, I help lead the West Basin Municipal Water District. I'm the current president of the board. In the time that I have, I'm going to tell you a little bit about West Basin in terms of what we do and why we do it, as well as what we are doing to secure our water future in light of this drought, historical drought. By the way, the drought never left us. West Basin was formed in the 30 days of yesteryear to help bring new water here to the region, because we were having a tremendous drought at that time, and we got that water from the Metropolitan Water District. And what you see here is West Basin's service area. It runs from Malibu down to the Palos Verdes Peninsula, and it extends over to the city of Carson, my hometown, And as you heard, the cities and areas that I represent here, you can see that displayed on the map. West Basin is a public agency. Back one, please.
Sorry.
Okay. West Basin is a public agency, a special district. And as I said, it was formed in 1947. West Basin Water District sells wholesale water to other water agencies. And we provide that drinking water to nearly 1 million people in 17 cities. We also produce recycled water for the region. West Basin's Water District, again, it was formed to help replenish the water basin and to relieve overpumping in the area. West Basin is a member agency of the Metropolitan Water District. Next slide, please. We got our water from NWD. West Basin is a special district and is governed by 5 elected directors. And you can see them here on the screen here, and you can see we are as diverse as the water that we make, because we also make 5 different qualities of water out of sewer water. And you see Harold Williams here, yours truly, as president of the board. West Basin is an innovative agency, and back up, please.
I'm getting too carried away. I'm too excited, Harold.
Okay, hang on there. I appreciate your excitement. We're a recognized leader in producing recycled water, implementing effective water conservation programs, exploring ocean water desalination. If the need arises, we'll have that, and providing education to the community. We are committed to water reliability, water quality, sound financial and resource management, and the customer service, as well as environmental stewardship. If you visit our website and put in your address, you will see whether or not you're in West Basin service area. Next slide. Next slide. I don't need to tell you that we are in a drought situation. We've been in this situation for some time, just in varying degrees. We are in an extreme drought situation now. Over half of the water that used by Southern California is imported from Northern California and the Colorado River. Both of these sources are facing severe drought conditions and a critical shortage in our reservoirs in both areas. Historical lows, and the drought forecast continued that this drought will continue to into next year. Next slide, please. What has the district been doing? Well, sound planning and major investments have prepared us for this year's critical drought conditions, like continued planning for the future drought and extreme unpredictable weather conditions, as well as improving our water infrastructure and investing in sustainable projects. This is huge. However, we must make water use efficiency and water conservation as a way of life in California now more than ever. Next slide. West Basin Board adopted the 2020 Urban Water Management Plan and 2019 Water Shortage Contingency Plan in June, this past June. Based on the analysis, West Basin supplies are projected to be reliable through 2045, a 25-year period. West Basin supplies are deemed reliable in normal and single year and multiple year dry scenarios. Next slide. For better, more in-depth treatment of our shortage contingency plan, I recommend that you go to West Basin website at westbasin.org for complete treatment of this shortage plan. Next slide. Recycling. In addition to encouraging conservation and efficiency, West Basin continues its legacy of recycled water. Next slide. We produce 30 to 40 million gallons of water a day, 5 types of customer tailored recycled water. And for every gallon of recycled water produced, that means 1 less gallon of water that needs to be imported from hundreds of miles away. But not only that, but I think the most important one for us for right now is that means that there's 1 less gallon of sewer water that's dumped into Santa Monica Bay. To me, that's clappable. By the way, the source water that we get to run our recycled water plant comes from the Hyperion plant in the city of LA. You'll see here that there's a lot of collaboration in the water industry, and we cannot survive without help from our other agencies. Next slide. Our recycled water customers in Carson include the Marathon Oil Refinery, which gets advanced treated water. Cal State University of Dominguez Hill is a big area, since they have a lot of turf irrigation water, and the Dignity Health Sports Park also is a big user of our irrigation water, and the city of Carson. So a big thanks to the city businesses for saving water. Next slide. Here in the city of Carson, we have a water recycling plant. We have it, it's called we call it the Carson Water Recycling Plant. But it's the Juanita Milliner McDonald Carson Recycling Plant. And I don't know if you know that Milliner McDonald was a congresswoman, and the reason it's named after her is because she did a lot to get the funding for this plant. Next slide. So you might ask, what can you do? What is your role in this water recycling, water conservation and water efficiency? Here's what you can do as individuals and as companies. It all boils down to 2 things: reducing your water use and waste, conservation. Back up one, please. And so that's conservation. The other is doing more with less water. That's water efficiency. And this will help preserve our environment and contribute to a thriving community. As you might recall that when I greeted you in the spirit of water reliability, water use efficiency, and in the spirit of making water conservation a California way of life. And this is basically very, very simple. This is what we need to do. Conservation and water efficiency. Next slide, please. Now for the chamber members, what would be important to you is what can you do to not only save water, but save money. And this is how you can do that with our Cash for Kitchens program, which provides water use surveys and rebates for major appliances such as commercial dishwasher. This program includes any industrial or commercial kitchen, but not only that, it also provides water-free water savings and water saving devices available, but it also includes restaurants, schools, community centers, and other commercial kitchens. Large rebates of up to $6,000 for Energy Star dishwashers and connectless steam tables, and to up to $3,000 for air-cooled ice machines. And in February of this year, last year that is, the city of Carson conducted water efficiency surveys for all of its community center parks with over, and was able to save or get return for rebates of about $14,000 in funding was awarded to the city and their Cash for Kitchen rebates. A big one for the business community would be our grass replacement rebate. We offer up to $3 a square foot for every square foot of turf removed and replaced with California friendly gardens. As you can see here, there's some pretty nice looking gardens you can use to replace thirsty grass. And this program is available and widely available. So for more information concerning this Cash for Kitchens program, I would suggest that you visit our website of West Basin website, and also the Metropolitan website is the bwaterwise.com. So in deference of time, I'm going to stop here and just to bring what I've said all together in just a few words. Let me say this: because of decades of investments in conservation programs and local water reliability projects, such as recycle water and groundwater augmentation, West Basin and its retailer agencies continue to be well prepared. We are well prepared to manage multi-year droughts. So I'll leave you with this. Water conservation is a big part of what we can do, what we all can do. Because water conservation is an attitude, it's a state of mind. Motivation gets you started, habit is what keeps you going. And that's what West Basin was trying to do, is to help you develop a habit of conserving water. With that, stay hydrated, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Harold. Appreciate that. Let me switch over here now. And so next up, we have Kate Nutting from Golden State Water. And I should also say that our next two, I was going to say performers. No, our next two presenters are fellow members of the Carson Gardena Dominguez Rotary. So heck, we're everywhere. And we would invite all of you to join us as well. So, because it's a great bunch of people doing great stuff, but more about that later. So Kate, to you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Let me try to share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try to get, okay. Great. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for having me today. As Barry said, I'm Kate Nutting with Golden State Water Company. I'm the general manager for our Southwest District. Just to tell you a little bit about Golden State Water, we are an investor-owned utility. We're a subsidiary of American States Water Company, which is traded on the New York Stock Exchange. We've been around since 1929. We have 38 different water systems spread around the state. As you can see, most of them are here in the Southern California area, but we do have one system way down at the Mexico border, and then a few systems sort of in the Sacramento, sort of Northern California area. We have about 257,000 service connections throughout our company. So we serve over 1 million Californians. Throughout our company, we have 200 drinking water wells, and we have about 2,800 miles of pipeline. So this is the Southwest system. It's quite a large service area, about 55,000 connections. You can see the 110 freeway running down the middle, the 105 across here, and the 405. And the portion of Carson that we serve is right down here in the southeast corner of our system. So we serve this little piece right here, and Cal Water serves the rest of Carson. So just to show you a little bit up close, this red area is Carson, the part of Carson that we serve. We serve about 8,700 people in Carson through 2,600 service connections, and we have commercial, residential, and industrial services in Carson. So our sources of groundwater, or our sources of water, we have both groundwater and imported surface water. So we have about 10 groundwater wells throughout our system. And so we pump the water out of the ground. And as Mr. Tucker was telling you, the WRD is in charge of making sure that that water is replenished so that our groundwaters, we don't overpump groundwater. So WRD manages that replenishment, and to help fund those services and the other projects that Stefan was talking about, we pay a replenishment assessment. So for all of the water that we pump out of the ground, we pay a replenishment assessment to WRD. And then we also, for our imported surface water from Metropolitan Water District, we purchase that water from West Basin. So you just heard from Director Williams or President Williams about West Basin. And so the rest of our source water comes from West Basin. We purchase the potable water, but also recycled water from West Basin. So Barry asked me to talk a little bit about how rates are set in an investor-owned utility. It's a little bit different than a municipally owned water system or a municipal water system. So for an investor-owned water utility, the only source of revenue to support operations and capital improvements are the rates. So we don't get anything from, say, property taxes. There are no other sources of revenue for our water service except for the water rates. And that cost of service is many factors. So water supply costs, which includes the replenishment assessment we paid to WRD, or what we pay West Basin for our imported water and recycled water. We need to fund infrastructure improvements and obviously operations, maintenance, administrative costs. We pay taxes because we are a private company. We pay income taxes, and then financing and debt service. So, whereas a municipal water utility or public funds through debt service, through either loans or grants or bonds. We fund through, we also get loans and grants wherever we can, but then our shareholders are also help fund our capital improvements. So that's the way the shareholders provide money to help fund our capital improvements. And for that, they get a rate of return on that investment. So that's how an investor-owned utility works, basically. We have two different components to our rate, a service charge and a quantity charge. So the service charge is a fixed rate every month, depending on the size of the meter that a customer has. It covers about 30% of the fixed costs for our utility, even though fixed costs are about 70% of total costs for the utility. About 30% of those are covered through the service charge, and then the rest is a quantity charge. So we charge by 100 cubic feet, which is 748 gallons. So our water rates are set by the California Public Utilities Commission. We must file a rate case every 3 years, and the whole thing takes about 18 months. And throughout that 18 months, there's notices, there's meetings, there's public hearings, there's lots of opportunities for customers and all interested parties to provide input. And then also, so we file our rate case, and then the Office of Ratepayer Advocates is an independent arm of the PUC who reviews our rate case. And basically, when we file a rate case, we say, this is what we think we need our rates to be in order to fund, the cost of service. The ORA then reviews that application, and, they will give their opinion of what they think rates should be, based on the service that's needed. And then, a lot of times the ORA and the utility will then discuss and come up with a settlement, or if we don't come up with a settlement, it'll, go to litigation basically. But at any rate, we have an administrative law judge that at the end of it all will make a recommendation on what those rates should be. And then the PUC, the commissioners actually approve those rates. So right now we're kind of in the middle of a rate case. We did file our last rate case in July of 2020. As I mentioned, it takes 18 months. So we're looking for rates that would take place in 22, 23, and 24. So we're hoping to have a decision by the end of 2021 so that we can put those rates in place by next year. So just to say what Golden State Water Company is committed to providing good water service to Carson residents and all of our customers. We have about 50 different employees who work in our Southwest district. While many of us over the past year and a half have been working from home, about 40 of those were field employees who every day were out there making sure that you had reliable water. We're committed to making the investments to ensure that we have reliable water now and also in the future. We're really committed to our customers. We try to provide lots of information so customers can understand their bills, can understand how to save water. And we also want to be a strong community partner. As Barry mentioned, I am a member of the Rotary Club of Carson, Gardena, Dominguez. Many of our other employees in the district are also involved in the community. So we really like to stay involved in the community, support local events, get out there and know our customers. So we do have a 24-hour customer service line. So that 800 number there is staffed by live people, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So at any point you can call that number and talk to a live person about whatever questions you may have. We also have a website that will give you lots of information about your rates or about the rebates that are available. West Basin, President Williams mentioned all the different, some of the rebates that are available. There's lots of different rebates available for customers, commercial and residential. So they're all listed there too. So I think that's about all that I had to say for right now. So I want to thank you for listening, and I'll turn it back to you, Barry.
Thank you, Kate. Appreciate that. I think one of the biggest surprises that most people have is they don't realize how much of the cost of water is fixed costs. So things like, the pipeline costs the same no matter how many gallons are flowing through it, and the treatment facilities and the crews out there are keeping things moving, and all of those parts of it that are really a big deal. So, okay, Tammy, looks like you're up. Let's talk water. So next up, Cal Water.
Good morning, everyone. I'll start off. My name is Ralph Felix. I'm the operations manager for Cal Water's Rancho Dominguez district. It's great to see everyone. My role as the operations manager is to oversee our water operations and our water system within the Rancho Dominguez district, which we serve the communities of Carson, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Rancho Palos Verdes Estates, Rolling Hills Estates, and portions of Torrance, Long Beach, Compton, LA County, Hawthorne, Lomita, and the city of Los Angeles. In the Rancho Dominguez district, we have roughly 910 combined miles of water main running through our system, 14 wells, 47 storage tanks, 19 booster stations, and over 93,000 service connections, which serve approximately 300,000 residents. We have 95 employees in our district, and we have a significant purchased water, which we purchase 80% of our water and pump approximately 20%. One of the things we wanted to talk today to you about is conservation. Over the years, through several conversations with residents, one of the topics that always came up was, what is the city doing to conserve? So we took their advice, and we took their comments, and we made a concerted effort to partner with the city of Carson this year through this drought to see what we can do as a partner and identify areas where they can actually, what I call lead by example, right? The residents want to see the city lead by example. So we're partnering with the city, and that's where I invited Tammy Myers to come in and speak to this group. Tammy is our conservation coordinator for Cal Water. She represents and works our southern region, which encompasses our Rancho Dominguez district, our East Los Angeles district, and our Westlake district. Before I pass it over to Tammy, I just want to ensure and talk about what we're doing to ensure our water supply sources remain reliable, both now and in the future. We actively replace and repair, upgrade our infrastructure to minimize water loss. For example, in 2020, Cal Water installed or replaced 169,000 feet of water pipeline company-wide. We utilize recycled water where possible in our service areas. We have developed water supply reliability plans for each of our districts, including a 30-year water supply and facilities master plan. We regularly update our conservation master plans for each district. And through our water loss auditing and control programs, we identify and correct system leaks in an expedited manner. More importantly, we partner with our customers to realize the benefits of water efficiency through our industry-leading conservation program. What we found out is that most customers, a lot of times, don't know that they're wasting water. So through our conservation programs and through education, we can really help our customers participate in the conservation movement. I'm happy to say that the residents of Carson have always stepped up to the plate. When they're asked to conserve, they've always stepped up to the plate. I'm happy to also say that we are not restricting water usage right now, and that is in part because of the conservation efforts of the residents of Carson. So we're in a good spot right now. But I really like to, like I said, focus on what we're doing with the city of Carson, because the residents really like and want to see the city lead by example. So Tammy, I'll pass it over to you to talk about what exciting projects you're working with the city on. And it's great to see everyone. Thank you.
Great, thank you. You stole a little bit of my thunder.
Oh,
but that's okay. So I get to introduce you to all of the fun things that I'm doing. So our programs, we have some great new and exciting programs, but overall what I would like to be able to do is to share with you our 2020 conservation report with the savings that has already been implemented with the programs that we currently have. And with this page here, you can see that, the Carson residents and our Dominguez system is, really taking advantage of the programs and are really, taking it to stride to conserve water. So in 2020, we had, let's see, the actual gallons per capita per use for the residents.
Tammy, we're losing your audio.
Oh, are you?
There,
Okay.
now you're back.
Now I'm back. Okay, sorry. This one's a little crazy. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, thanks.
Perfect, thank you. So as you can see here, we have a cumulative savings over the lifetime of the devices that were installed and rebated through our programs is over 3 billion gallons of water. Also, the gallons per capita or demand in 2020 was 157, which the initial target for 2020 was 173. So we were well below that, which is fantastic. That lets us know that our residents are definitely taking part and taking to heart our water conditions. So what I would like to also be able to do is to kind of highlight some of our programs. We have some new programs coming up that I'll mention in a couple of slides in a moment. But what we have done to initiate these efforts with the drying conditions is we have actually ramped up our rebate programs. And so for our residential customers, if they are looking to replace their old high water use toilet, something that is leaking or they're not really sure about, our rebate now is from $50 per toilet up to $100. So we've doubled the amount of the rebate to incentivize customers to be able to conserve water and get rid of those water wasting devices. We've also increased the rebate for the clothes washers, irrigation controllers, as well as the high efficiency sprinkler nozzles for those who are doing, kind of the DIY projects during the pandemic in their yards. So we're still offering, all of those programs as well. And we do have our conservation kits that our customers can apply for, and it comes directly to them by mail. One of the exciting things that we did start to launch, it was kind of a soft launch in 2020, is a smart landscape tune-up program. That particular program allows our customers to have a professional landscape auditor come out, evaluate their system, and make recommendations for improvement. And in most cases, those improvements are going to be installed by the contractor and paid for by Cal Water. So this really allows us to identify areas of improvement within our system to know, what the water usage is outside in the outdoor areas, and really be able to educate the customers on the ability of, what is their water requirements? What is their system actually doing? A lot of times people just are not aware if there's a lot of leaks within their system, and this gives them the benefit to make it more efficient and be able to, be more sustainable on their problem. So with that being said, we also have our commercial rebates. Those customers will receive, in addition to our actual rebates, we also have the customized incentive programs. And what that allows our customers to do is to be able to apply for a rebate that is not on our rebate list. So one of the projects we've done in the past, and I believe I've mentioned it before, is we worked with a laundry facility and being able to provide financial assistance to install a recirculating water system so that they have a triple pass of the water going through versus just a single pass. And that saved over 1 million gallons a year just for that particular project. So we are definitely looking for innovative ways to be able to save water and to be able to help our customers through that process. So one of the new things that we have just launched, I'm really excited to be able to announce, is that we have a new online portal. Currently, we are offering our lawn to garden rebate, which is a turf rebate, and our spray to drip rebate program on this particular portal. We are moving to have all of our rebates on this, so this will make it a lot more efficient for our customers to be able just to go online and be able to fill out the applications and submit for their rebate. I just kind of put a little snapshot on here so that you kind of can see what it looks like. We also have information on our conservation resources. We have a support link that allows you to submit an email to our conservation support team. And then as well as the exact requirements for our lawn to garden and our spray to drip program, which we're very excited to be able to launch and to announce. So with that being said, our lawn to garden program, we are offering $3 per square foot. For our residential customers, it is a minimum of 250 square feet up to 1,500 square feet with a max rebate of $4,500. This will really allow customers to be able to evaluate what their current irrigation system is, what they're wanting to be able to pull out to be able to put in drought tolerant plant material, and really be able to make changes in their existing systems with this incentive. We also have the commercial side. We're also offering the $3 per square foot. Starts at 250 square feet with a maximum at 10,000 square feet and up to a $30,000 rebate for removing that turf. We really want to be able to get people to look at what they're currently using as far as their water use, as well as identifying areas where they can improve and remove the high water wasting grass areas. The requirement for this program is that you do need to install 50% plant material that's drought tolerant. We do not rebate for artificial turf, but there's a lot of examples and there's great plant material that's on our website that will give you the guidance that you need for what that percentage looks like. It'll automatically do that calculation for you. So we're very excited to be able to launch this program. So in combination with that, we also are encouraging our customers to be able to convert areas with their overhead spray to a drip system. So we have our spray to drip program, and it's a rebate that if you do fill out an application for the turf removal, it will automatically ask you if you're going to be replacing overhead spray with drip irrigation, and it'll automatically calculate the amount of money that you would get for that rebate. So it's kind of a one-stop process. If you are not looking to do it in a combination, you can do two separate applications, depending on when you're going to do your project or if it's a different area. So with that, it's 50 cents per square foot of the drip line, up to $750 for our residential customers. And then again, our commercial customers can get up to a $5,000 rebate for changing out those overhead spray nozzles that are, currently in the shrub areas, planters and things like that. We want to really be able to set the example and, help make everybody be a little bit more efficient with their water use. So now this is the part that Ralph was talking about, which I'm really excited. So I've been working with Eliza and really identifying how can our programs benefit the city of Carson? What can we do to build that partnership and really to be able to set the example for the public and the constituents within the city? So we are actually looking at the current water use throughout all of the city facilities, and we're just trying to see where there's areas for improvement utilizing our spray to drip, our lawn to garden, and our other rebates for the actual just changing out the nozzles and upgrading the irrigation controllers at the local park facilities, as well as the city hall and the community center. So I don't have a lot of details on these projects right now, but I just wanted everybody to be aware that we are working on this. It's been very exciting, and we're really looking forward to moving forward with some of these projects and making a big difference and really being able to help everybody understand what the current water usage is and how we can reduce that moving forward, especially with the drying conditions. And here's our contact information. I'm happy to answer any questions, but I hope I exceeded your expectations.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. There's a lot of good news here. Hey, Vera's here. We can see you now. Great.
Hey, Vera.
So we just had a few questions that we wanted to throw out for discussion amongst our presenters, and that we could talk about together. Which I had a list of questions here, some of which you've already covered, such as how different water agencies coordinate their efforts, which I'm really glad to see. That level of coordination is something that is really a key to what happens. So, so two questions here that I think in our remaining minutes would be great to hit is, and you can take these however you want, and whoever wishes to answer them may. How does the business community, what does the business community need to know about the current drought? And what does the business community need to know about longer term water issues? I'm just going to throw those two out there. And any of you who would like to approach those, feel free.
Well, I'll start with regard to the current drought. As I showed on my graph, droughts in Southern California are pretty cyclical. And we depend quite a bit on the snow melt that comes down from the eastern and the western Sierra Nevada mountains, as well as in Colorado through the Colorado River. One of the things that we've done over the years at WRD and with other agencies we've invested significantly in local storage and making sure that our basins are replenished. Currently, we have enough storage in our basins for at least a year of water supply in the Southern California area. And we have additional space in our basins for another additional year of water supply in the Southern California area. And we are working with other agencies such as the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, Los Angeles Bureau of Sanitation, as MWD, and the County of Los Angeles on their projects to purify that tertiary treated tertiary treated water, recycled water, to help to fill up our basins and take advantage of that 450,000 acre feet of storage that we have in the basin. If we're able to do that successfully, we can essentially have about 1.5 to 2 years of additional storage in the Southern California basin to help us be drought resilient and protect us against the lack of snowfall in the Sierra Nevadas and Colorado.
And maybe
Go ahead, Kate.
Okay, I was going to talk on more of sort of a boots on the ground, what customers specifically can do. And I think, Cal Water and Golden State Water probably are pretty similar in that way. But I mean, in terms of, Tammy talked a lot about rebates that are available. And Stefan talked about how leaks are a big part of water use. And so just knowing like a leaking toilet can use a lot of water, a small drip in a faucet can use a lot of water. So doing what you can to make sure that you're using water efficiently or at your business. And then also, I know Golden State, we will come out to your business and do an audit for you and kind of help you determine how you can save water. So, I think we all need to do our part to do everything we can to save as much water as we can. So taking advantage of those rebates are the opportunities to get an audit of your business to make sure that you don't have any leaks or, ways that you could save water. I encourage everybody to do that.
Yeah, I know we have the programs with the South Bay Environmental Services Center that is in cooperation with all of your agencies, that they do water and energy audits and can bring these programs in. So that can be a handy clearinghouse for these programs. But yeah, there's a lot out there. I know that most businesses are unaware of the range of these programs and how much you can do. Other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'd like to add something. I think whether it's a business or a residential property, I think the mentality is really key. I think Mr. Williams mentioned it earlier with, we're currently in a drought and it's cyclical, as Mr. Tucker mentioned. But I think we need to have a mentality that we're always going to be in a drought, right? We have to educate people, especially young kids. If we can get them and educate them during their elementary years, it really provides it really catapults the mentality of the next generation to help conserve as a normal practice, right? So I think the main thing is to really have the mentality that we're always going to be in a drought and that we always need to conserve and that we always need to take steps and measures and use the resources provided by water purveyors such as Golden State, West Basin, Cal Water, and all of our partners. Most of you who are not familiar with the water industry, it's very small. We are all partners and we all have the common goal. We want to be good stewards of probably the most valuable commodity that we have, which is water. Water is life. Without water, we really can't live, right? Plants don't grow. People can't flourish as human beings. So the mentality is something that we really need to train everybody, that conservation and moving forward is going to be part of life. So I'd just like to add that.
Yeah. Go ahead,
and,
Mr. Becker.
One other thing I'd like to add is, because I've got to jump off because I've got another meeting at 9:30, but we've all talked about leaks and making sure that we take care of the leaks in our houses. Just to give you some perspective on that, if leaks made up 10% of the water loss in just the southern Los Angeles area, that would be about 55,000 acre feet of water loss a year. That's enough water to supply water to 110,000 households in Southern California. So that's how much water is being lost just by leaks. So if you have leaks in your house, please take care of them because it's literally saving water for the future.
I think that is just a vitally important thing we need to recognize. It's amazing to me to see that how much water we're actually saving compared to the way we used to do things. And on a per capita basis, our population has grown massively in the last 50 years, but the overall water usage is basically unchanged from back then. So clearly we're doing something right. So anybody have a last word on this subject? Harold, did you want to say something? You're muted.
Are there any other questions coming in?
Okay.
Go ahead, Harold.
All right, thank you very much. Here, some of the things that individuals and companies can do, because we're all in this together. I mean, there's no way that you can just do one thing or one agency can handle it all. So I would just say that what everyone needs to do is hear our request to save water. That's the biggest thing right there, saving water. Right now, it's a call to voluntarily reduce our water use by 15%. We all provide programs and resources to help to achieve water savings. And in return, doing this right for California, you also save money. Not only businesses save money, but residential property save money too, because water costs money. So if you let us help you save money as well, and take advantage of the many programs, rebate programs that are offered by the retail agencies and the wholesale agencies, programs to provide for your businesses and your home. And I would offer you or invite you to go to westbasin.org or to bewaterwise.com, is Metropolitan's website, to offer up more information on how you can help save our water and save you money. Thank you.
Thanks, Harold. So I think that's going to wrap up our water talk. So we have just a little bit of additional fun stuff here. So first off, we need to pick our 5-minute speaker for our next quarterly breakfast, which I think is going to be in December, right, Lena?
No, it's January. We usually don't have it, but I don't know. We may do something in December, but we normally have it in January. So do you have? Okay.
I was really hoping for that breakfast, the DoubleTree. So.
Oh, maybe we'll have a Christmas season quarterly breakfast. Okay. What about that? Yay, yay.
I like that.
Okay. And we'll have lots of water. Okay. Here we'll make sure we do it wisely. Okay. What I'm thinking of a number. Are your participants, do you see it? Are they listed in numbers?
I've got numbers. You give me a number between 1 and 21.
I'm thinking of, well, one number I like because it's part of my birthday, but I'm going to do something different. I'm going to choose the number 13.
Okay. That would be Mr. Ken Domi.
Oh my goodness, Ken's going to be out. He never wants to talk about when I have him as a sponsor. He's going to have to do a 5-minute speaker and tell us all about Phillips 66. Oh my stars, we have water today and oil next time. Okay, we'll see how we mix those two entities. Okay.
There you
All
go.
right.
I
All
wanted to
right.
mention a couple of upcoming programs. That tomorrow Cal State Dominguez Hills is having an open house
Yeah.
that starts at, I believe, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Anyway, where they're going to do tours of the new buildings. Amy held up those fingers again. How many was it? Or what time? 2 o'clock. So anyway, if you have not seen what's going on at the university, you will be amazed at how many new buildings they have there and how nice it is. And that's going to end in a program with a reception. I think 4:30 is the program, and then they're going to have a reception. So I definitely will be there. Let's see. And then on the 26th, we're going to have our economic development meeting of the chamber, and our presentation is going to be, speaking of Cal State Dominguez Hills, their master plan, which every business, every resident in Carson should know about their master plan. It's really fascinating, and it has a lot of impacts on the community, and I think very positive impacts. And then we're going to have a State of the City address. Lena, do we have a date?
No, that's still pending, but it will be
Okay.
sometimes, of course, in November, but it's still pending.
Okay.
But we will be having a State of the City.
And Christine asked me to mention that next week the sheriffs are having their torch run on 10/20 to support the Special Olympics. So it's a shame there's nothing going on here in town. Vera, did you have something? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I just real quickly, I'm sorry. Just real quickly, I know that in Carson, we've been in the news a lot about the smell on the Dominguez Channel. And I've kind of watched it on Facebook, and it's really been very intense. But just yesterday, I noticed someone talking about a ring in their bathtub and the water and so on. So Dominguez Channel, I mean, because it brought up the issue of water, I've asked staff to look into it and get a hold of the appropriate agencies. I don't think there's any water issues, but I do want to talk to those two people that said Facebook that, something going on with their drinking water. Obviously, that's of concern. So I just wanted to let you know we're looking into it.
Thank you. Yeah, and Kate and I have had this discussion. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a councilman in the city of Lomita, and we have our own water agency, and we deal with the same kinds of curious issues where one person has a water quality issue, but their next door neighbor doesn't. And they say it has to do with the incoming water, which I just don't know quite how that works, but that doesn't mean their issues aren't real. It just means we need to look someplace else to find what's going on. And so you're right, Vera, we need to untangle this from what's going on with the Dominguez Channel, which, by the way, I had a conversation with the LA Times a couple of days ago. They asked how this was impacting the chamber. And a lot of our businesses are very seriously impacted, especially, there's 20 restaurants along that stretch of Avalon by the Dominguez Channel. And so they're certainly impacted. And our office is right next to the Dominguez Channel. So, it depends on which way the wind's blowing, but we see inspectors and different agencies out there every day, a myriad of trucks of taking water samples and soil samples and air samples. And so working on that. So gives us at least a little peace of mind. But anyway, so if there's nothing further, I want to thank you all for attending. Lena, did you have anything you wanted to say to wrap up? Thank you all to all of our speakers so much. This is literally a life or death topic, and we appreciate so much you sharing with us. And this is recorded, and so we'll be sharing it out. Lena?
I can't hear
Unmute.
you.
I still can't hear you. Okay, Lena's gonna unmute. This never happens to any of us, right? Oh wait, it happens to every single one of us most days of the week.
Yeah.
Lena, can we unmute? I can't unmute you.
Okay, there we are. I touched something and all of a sudden it went away. I just want to say thank you to everybody, to the presenters, the participants, everybody, that we're just such a special community. The city of Carson is, and the Carson Chamber of Commerce. And I really appreciate you guys. And I love the fact that we do all work together so well. And it's so good to hear. And it makes me feel much more comfortable and safe, basically, because water is important to us. And we want to make sure that everything is being done correctly. So I know it is, listening to you guys and how you're working together. And that's the beauty of it, this whole thing of partnership. And that's so important with the Carson Chamber of Commerce. We are in partnership with each one of you. We're all together. We're in this all together. And I really want to say thank you. And if we don't do anything during the holiday season, you guys enjoy yourselves, be safe, and of course, by all means, be prosperous. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Bye. Bye.
Bye.